What up, everybody? Steam over this. This is my third video. So, that's 13. That's 12. I can't find the bolts. They're in the bird cage somewhere. But 12 are those. And those are for the intake. Mid intake manifold, upper intake manifold combo. Still need that bolt. I hurt myself by where that gasket is flipped off sideways. Oh, on this thing. It kept getting in the way. It kept pinching and I had to lift it out. Anyhow, I'm trying to figure out, or going to figure out, what everything plugs in. I think these two go there. There's one that's on the back somewhere underneath this here. That goes for bang. I haven't done this since 2009, 2010, 2011, 2010. I think I did my swap. Got it back up and running. 2011, I did another swap. And the car was down. Because of smog setup. Or smog situations. So, we're back. We're good. What we're doing is we might have to heat these up. I wish my nephew was here. Today is Friday. I'm gonna hit my brother-in-law up and see if he wants to come through this weekend. Bring the floor jack. If he makes me come get it, then I'm definitely gonna drag my nephew out if he's not doing anything. So it's like, put this in Terrence's truck. Peace out. Put this in his trunk. Peace out. Oh. I was thinking, depending on the whole shape after we figure out and get Roxy back here and see about getting this frame back here, right? So if he brings the floor jack, we'll go through there, pop. So we were using this. I was banging on this end. I didn't realize it was hollow, so I banged a lot out of there, and then I did it with the wood. I banged on here with the hollow end, got it down maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Hit it over a little bit, didn't do too much. Hit it with the sledgehammer a few times, didn't do. It maybe flinched. So I remember my father saying that we might have to heat it, and I keep forgetting or slipping my mind that you got to heat metal sometimes to get the stretch. And it's like, I don't want to go get a butane lighter or a torch. And then it hit me. Wait a minute. When I was moving all that stuff, they had that. I did some cleaning. I got to do some more cleaning. This place has been disgusting. I've just been self-loathing, and it's been hot, and now it's getting cold, and yeah. So I remember these when I was in high school. I had a class called Building Trades where we built a house, and during the rainy season there was already a house that was built, and we did the interior. So we basically built the house ground up. Left the rest of it for the next year's class because it's, first pre-home. If class starts at 8 o'clock, we were there at 7. We were there early. We were the early class, 0 hour. Then you had first, second, then you had homeroom. I get to school halfway through homeroom, and it was okay. It was acceptable because, was a vocational class. So basically, yeah, vocational class. Anyway, yeah, we got all these moldings. I was thinking I could toss the fenders back on Roxy's fat ass, and she's already got the bumper out there. Throw the bumper on. If it's not savable back there, then I could take some of these spot welds, take some of this front area, and if I gotta do it and put it on Roxy while Roxy gets painted, cool. But if we can't get this back in straightened, I also noticed that. Oh. So that I noticed. There's something else on this side, but the dole is kind of, it's not popping out like it was. Oh, there we go. Somewhere right in here. But yeah, that gap caught my attention yesterday. I was pulling so hard that I started pulling it this way and over the chain. So I'm going to have to lift it up so I can move the chain, and then I'm going to reattach it there and just pull more to see what it does. It's still got to come down and over and whatnot. But that's going to heat up all this over here. I'll just leave it sitting so it to heat, and see about using that, some kind of jig with the wood where it holds up enough where it holds where the wood is, and have it kind of at an angle and beat the hell out of it, see if it'll actually move it, with the wood taking some of the absorbance of the hit, I guess. Anyhow, yeah, and that's why this is here. It's plugged in, so we got enough. Okay, I'm still in pain, people. With this out the way, I've been wanting to wash this car. Let's see how it buckled. Yeah, I've been wanting to wash this car and to clean this side up a little bit, because that side was always next to a shaded wall, all grass, or not grass, bushes and trees, all, creeping plants on gates. This side always had shade, so it took up more water effective damage instead of just being sun bleached and water damaged. So we're going to wash it. So I'll come back after doing some of this. I might have to just put the intake manifold back on, possibly another day. I stuffed it. I need to get some more blue painter's tape. I'm going to probably put those back where they go. But yeah, pull some of this stuff off. Still got to get that big ass bolt and that one nut right there. I got to find the specs for those, and I got to find both of the nuts for that, and I know, or the bolts for that, because they're in here and I've had them. They dropped and fell somewhere. So I'm going to continue doing some cleaning so I can soon dump all oil, get some new oil. I want to flush this engine block, but I'm going to also make sure I dump any coolant out, which is down there, and that's the 14. I don't know if I did it already, and if I did do it already, then good. I'm ahead of myself. And if I didn't, hey, all right, we can get ready to put some water or some more coolant in there after we put in the radiator. So, got the hoses ready, got an electric fan. Still have a stock clutch fan, but the original fan shroud I don't have, but the one for this car I do. And that's in Florida because he gave it to me before I went to Florida. Weird turn of events, right? So we're going to go with the electric fan. We're not going to do anything spectacular. If we do anything spectacular, turbocharging and gauges and this, that, and the other, we'll go with the S5 turbo alternator, which happens to have a red dual pulley. So, you can't make that shit up. I've got a couple of manifolds. I got an adapter for 6-port to 4-port, so I've got my S5 intake manifold, and I still got my S5 plates. So we want to see what the 6-port's really about, how much we can do with the 6-port. So that was my original goal, but then I got the 4-port built block. I really wanted to go with the 13BRE because it's for the Cosmos. And if it's good enough to pull the heavy body of a Cosmos, it's good enough to pull the 3,003 pounds of a stock convertible RX-7. So, more torque. Anyhow, we're going to end. We're going to wash. I got to move my stock blinkers. I got to find another towel so I can dry. If I have to take a lot of this stuff off and make it just a chassis, if I gotta cut out some of the back to make it, chassis, this, that, and the other. Don't want to say a drift car or all race car, but whatever. Whatever's clever. But if I have to cut out a lot of this front end, it can get transferred into Roxy, so that's a good thing. So make her a stock vert from the front, where the front damage taken and gets replenished. So yeah, that's where we're at now, basically thinking. So I'm going to do some more stuff, and I'm going to get off of this and get back to work. So I gotta look at the weather for this week. I was supposed to do it yesterday but didn't do it. I almost bit it right there. But yeah, clouds weren't here the other day and they started spraying, and all of a sudden these start popping up. So a slight breeze. Needed to get up under there, so I need to definitely lift this a little bit to move that forward, and I need to get under there so I can take that muffler off, drop the wide pipe, and do some adjusting so I can see about putting that bolt in the subframe. So subframe is loose already, so we're good right there, and that's why we definitely needed that 1/2-inch driver ratchet socket set that I was using for some things from the toolbox. Thanks again to my brother-in-law. So, brother T. So I gotta get back up under here, do some things, but I'm not going to get up under here, because I don't want to hurt myself quite yet. I'll heal some more. Probably do some more Gran Turismo tonight. Or I might actually look up how much memory does it take, because I think I have 160 gigs, because I keep putting saving gameplay. I just played some Fallout the other day. I played out some more Hogwarts Legacy. And I'm gonna half-ass review my damn TV stuff, PlayStation, what I think about it. My TV, my wheel setup. all that, and talk about it. Just in case somebody wants to know some information, how does it affect the common ass person like myself? So we're gonna do some cleaning. I gotta clean out this engine bay again. So the hose is here. Um, got some things to do. So I'm just keeping you updated to what's going on, why I have, how I hurt myself. See, looking at this side, there's two. So I gotta find what two goes where. On that, okay, it's those two. It's there. All right, so we're good. We're fine. We're connected. We know where everything is going, and we are in the game. And I found that on my whatchamacallit. So, yeah. Okay. We'll do an oil change. We'll do a coolant flush. We'll do everything. We'll figure out about putting gas in there. Because remember, new tank. I want to make sure everything is together before we figure out doing this, that, and the other. So, yeah, if I gotta pull the fuel tank out, fuel pump out, and put in a bucket full of fuel, and let it just try to run it that way, and it actually works, I'll be happy. I'll be ecstatic. So, with that being said, be good at it. Wash your hands, drink you some water, brush your teeth, stay out of people's face. Try to do one good deed a week. I did one the other day. And you don't even have to brag on it. It's just an ongoing thing. I didn't lose my freaking patience with somebody. I didn't blow up on somebody. That's sometimes a good thing as well. So, anyhow, stay easy. One.